It's the 3rd of November. I'm Jerusha Sukthio Rath, and here's a wrap of today's big international news stories. Brittany Maynard, the terminally ill cancer patient who became world-renowned for her stance on assisted dying, ended her life with lethal drugs prescribed by a doctor. The 29-year-old moved her family to Oregon from their home state to access the legal drugs to end her life after suffering with a malignant brain tumor. She was diagnosed with cancer on New Year's Day and was later given 6 months to live. She moved to Oregon with her husband earlier this year to access the state's right to die laws. The Independent reported Brittany became a nationally recognized advocate for the group Compassion and Choices, a non-profit that works to improve patients' rights and choices at the end of their lives. Brittany made this video available online shortly before her death.
Well, if all my dreams came true, I would somehow survive this. But I most likely won't.
She posted a final message before her death. It read, "Goodbye to all my dear friends and family that I love. Today is the day I have chosen to pass away with dignity in the face of my terminal illness." AFP reported that while the crash by Virgin's Galactic Spaceship Two has raised some questions about the program's future, Virgin founder Richard Branson has vowed to push forward towards the dream of spaceflight for the paying public. Spaceship Two, a suborbital passenger spaceship being developed by Branson, crashed during a test flight over the weekend. 39-year-old pilot Michael Alsbury was killed in the crash. He was a husband and father of 2 young children. Branson is quoted as saying, "We've always known that the road to space is extremely difficult and that every new transportation system has to deal with bad days early in their history. Space is hard but worth it. We will persevere and move forward together." And finally, as the Burkina Faso army tightens the control it has seized in the country, the group has vowed to install a unity government. Now, it all comes under threat of economic sanctions as the military promises to put a transition government in place formed by a broad consensus. The army has stepped into the vacuum left by President Blaise Compaoré, who had been forced to resign in the wake of violent protests over his 27-year rule. AFP reported some have likened the situation in the West African country to the Arab Spring. For these stories and more, stay tuned to News 24 Live.